On to the good stuff now. We got through and this wonderful pattern of ours of good, bad, sad,
indifferent.
And indifferent. Yeah. Well, yeah, indifference in the last one definitely, but on with the good stuff. The ones everybody will probably rag on us and say, "You think this is better than this?" Yes. So.
Well, if you don't like it, go make your own show.
Exactly.
But you're too lazy, and you probably won't. You probably don't even own a good camera. So, fuck you.
It's so nice to have the Chief Critic by my side here. Because he can say the shit I'm too scared to.
Yeah. Don't be pussy.
Fuck you. I waited long enough so YouTube won't come at me here. But anyway, so on to the good stuff. The MCU's top 5. There's been
Our top 5.
Our top 5, yes. And there will be some variants, to be sure.
Get it? Multiverse. Variants.
I'm going to go shoot myself now, and you can be replaced with the Universe 613 version of me. How about that?
Is he cool?
He's
probably like a cowboy or something.
I actually think it might be Cowboys.
Like
There's one that's
like a wild Republican,
because he's the one that flops out of the plane on a nuke going, yeehaw! AKA what?
You ever sit there and wonder, like, because after Multiverse, after Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness, I started asking myself, what the fuck are my what do my variants look like? What do they act like? Like, yeah. I know I'm on some bullshit in the multiverse.
Well, go to 262. You'll see your female alter ego.
Damn.
I think that's it.
I know I'm hot as fucking. I'm a hot ass female.
No, you give a point there because the multiverse stuff is.
I'm a badass bitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. In the multiverse, I actually have more than a handful of subscribers.
Oh my gosh.
No, I kid. I love all my fans, what little there are. But still, so the MCU top 5. Do you want to start this one because I start with the worst, or?
No, you start.
All right.
No, this is your house.
See, this is my house. So.
Yeah.
Shh, I don't want them to freaking track my ass back here. I already got enough crazies banging on my door.
Yeah.
6 o'clock.
They're reading the IP address.
Yes. Because I haven't said my name in enough of the reviews as it is. But anyway, so my number 5. This one's tough because number 1 through 4 is pretty easy. Oh, just rub your head. Number 5, I gotta go Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Yeah. And there is actually the same reason why I don't like Love and Thunder as much, because in there it was the really serious tones were being offshot by the comedy. Here, Thor Ragnarok, there's some serious stuff, but it's mostly a comedy and a fun adventure ride along the time.
Okay, never mind. I'm not even
I know.
I'm not even gonna combat the Love and Thunder talk.
Yeah, I know. And I still love it. No, Gore the God Butcher is easily one of the best villains ever created, which is the opposite I can say of Ragnarok, because my biggest issue with Ragnarok is Hela, she's powerful, don't get me wrong, and her fight scenes are cool, but I wanted more, besides just egomaniacal maniac conquer the world, and I know that's why Odin's
she's also the daughter of Odin, who was neglected, so she's...
No, she's the daughter of Loki. I'm going the original mythology here.
Well, okay, cool, but we're going according to the movie, and she's the long-lost daughter of Odin, who was neglected, much like Loki, so,
There's parallels, yeah.
Yeah, so she wasn't just like some egomaniacal fucking... whatever. Mm-hmm. She was doing this because she felt slighted. Yep. Like, how would you look if your dad literally left you for dead and
left you in hell after sending a literal legion of badass females I like, warriors. I remember what you said.
And rejected you from what was rightfully yours and taking your throne. Like, she should be the true.
No, by bloodline, you're right.
Yeah, by bloodline, she should be the true ruler of Asgard.
But her just slaughtering everybody was freaking just on point. Poor Thor loses all of his friends in the span of a minute. But and also the fight scene,
she didn't kill all the Avengers, so
true.
You still got some friends.
True. Yes. No. We're going to be the Revengers.
She didn't kill Sif. Which, by the way, I need to know what the fuck was Sif doing this entire
She was
time.
hanging out with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. apparently, because I've been rewatching, like I said, I've been binging that before.
No, but that was the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. shit was long before the Ragnarok shit, so what the fuck was she doing?
I'm only on season 3, so maybe she shows up again. Yeah, I was curious about that too, because I thought she died back in the, on Asgard, but then she shows up in freaking Love and Thunder. I'm like, what the hell?
She clearly didn't die.
Clearly she did.
I need to know what she was doing in between,
which is cool because I like her.
The time
I like her. And
honestly, I honestly thought her and Valkyrie were gonna be like.
Well, they were gonna do that, but then China showed up and said no.
China. Now, are you sure it was China or was it Pakistan or one of those like wild homophobic countries over there?
I mean, it could have been both.
No disrespect to Pakistan, but
food is good.
Your food's good, but your politics suck.
Chucking people off of buildings because they're gay, not a fan.
Yeah.
Not allowing women to drive,
that's not
cool.
A
fan. Let them drive their freaking Pegasuses into battle and wreck shit because, man, I loved Valkyrie. And great redemption arc for her. Her becoming king, I felt fell a little fast, but that's another movie altogether. But no,
that was at the end of Endgame.
Yeah. But no, it's a good movie. I love the comedy. I think it's the best between Loki and Thor we've ever seen, which really made me look forward to the Loki series, even though it's not our Loki, but still, it's really good. The comedy's on point. Seeing Hulk and Thor actually get to just brawl for a little bit was great. Mm-hmm. The callbacks were amazing. The comedy was on point. Visually, it was beautiful. Like, easily, and I understand people wouldn't like it, but to me, it's just so enjoyable, man.
Okay.
All right, your go.
It's funny because as much as I was ragging on good old Webhead on the last one, I gotta say No Way Home is my number 5 because they did something like that I didn't think was gonna ever gonna be possible.
If I may, that's my number 4. So let's do this one together.
No, it's mine. It's
mine.
mine.
You go.
It's my number 5.
I'm just gonna say ditto.
Okay, so I don't know. They just like the whole because the whole concept. Because I wasn't a huge fan of Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield to an extent.
Most people weren't.
I mean, when I watched them, I was like, "Oh, these are cool, whatever." Andrew Garfield was kind of just like, "eh." But bringing them all together and just like tying it all in, it's like almost like it's like past, present, and future. Well, like all the biggest trilogies of like
it wrapped them all up because Maguire already had closure at the end of his kind of, so he got to play a bit of a mentor.
It's like ordering a meal from like Burger King. You get the burger, the fries, and the drink, or the shake.
Yeah,
like perfect combinations. Like
and that's the thing too. And my friend absolutely hated this film because
he's stupid. Sorry to Kevin's friend, but
he brought up this reason. He doesn't like nostalgia and all that stuff, and he didn't have that.
He doesn't like nostalgia. What is he, 12?
No, he has some legit family stuff, so he's a little different. Nice guy though. Look, if you're watching this, I don't know if you watch my videos, man, but cool. But seriously though, and I gotta say, if you're not a fan of like the nostalgia stuff, but dude, for us who grew up with that stuff, like you said, the MCU is something people grew up with. It's a generation.
Yeah. And
we grew up with the Spider-Man films, the Tobey Maguire, the Andrew Garfield, so we have tie to that stuff. And Andrew Garfield finally got his 3rd movie.
Yeah.
The way at the end of it,
I guess.
In a way, but he got closure.
It was like 0.5.
I know, but he got closure.
Yeah.
And also, it's great to see all the old villains back again and just reprise their roles. I mean, Lizard didn't really get to do that much, and neither did Sandman, but everyone else was on point.
Did you say Sandman?
Sandman, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, he was in there. I know, shocker. He didn't last that long.
Yeah, the funny thing is, he wasn't even there. Yeah, I know. Like, he filmed all the... Actually,
wait, really?
Yeah, no, I think they said all of his scenes and sets were just, like, stuff that they recovered from, like, Spider-Man 3 or The Amazing Spider-Man 2 or 1 or whatever. Because, like, I think the only 3 people that were actually there on set were Alfred Molina, Jamie Foxx, and Willem Dafoe.
So the people who couldn't be CGI the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, you had to actually have them there. And then the guys who played Lizard and Sandman, I think they just took old, like, archived footage from Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man and superimposed them in.
And then just called them for voiceover work.
Yeah, voiceover work.
I mean, if you're going to make... Because this thing costs a lot of money to make, so it makes sense they would do that.
Yeah, and I mean, they made that money back, so, like...
Yeah, no, this is... And
then, what I love.
Really?
You know what I loved about this movie?
It was the fact that they called out...
The return of the king. The god himself. Motherfucking Charlie Cox, a.k.a. Matt Murdock, is back in the MCU, baby.
Cool. When's my Defenders coming back or Heroes for Hire? I need to see the Power Fist break combo, please. I want to see it again.
Crawl before you can walk, sir. We're working.
I'm in DC. I'm still in the fucking cradle here crying. Please, somebody give me attention.
Nobody's giving you that.
I'm gonna go rewatch Harley Quinn again for the 80th time because that's something good. Oh wow.
Somebody enjoys torture.
No.
No, but I think I was more excited about seeing Charlie Cox back than I was seeing Toby or Andrew because Daredevil.
Because you didn't see that coming. I know you did because you could see the future.
No, I was actually laughing at the pun. Get it?
Oh,
he's blind. Anywho,
you're just trying to make me the worst human being on the planet, aren't you?
Moving right along. No, because if you've seen Daredevil or watched the shows on Netflix, they were phenomenal. They were amazing. Mm-hmm. They Charlie Cox brought an iconic character and breathed life into him and more life. More life. Shout out to Drake.
He earned that suit.
Yes, he earned that suit. There is nobody else who could play the role of DD. No. The Man Without Fear, the Devil of Hell's Kitchen, than Charlie fucking Cox.
Not in this generation, at least.
Yes, and now that he's back in the MCU, returning back for more projects, for She-Hulk, for Echo, and his own series, Born Again, coming in 2024.
Hopefully.
Yes.
They haven't pushing stuff back, man.
No, it's not. They can push it back all they want, but it's coming out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, unlike DC, we're not canceling shit because we're moving in a different direction. And I'm a dickhead CEO.
Yeah, no, he is a dick.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's cancel all the movies that ironically have people of color and women starring in them and producing them and directing them.
He also canceled Scoob.
What the fuck is Scoob?
I'm sorry, Scoob 2. It's the sequel.
What the fuck is Scoob?
It's the sequel to Scooby-Doo, the animated movie from a year ago. Or 2 years ago.
They're still making animated movies?
Yeah, no, hey, at least they don't have John Cena in this one.
Wow.
Hey, you joke. I always loved those Scooby-Doo cartoons where they teamed up with Globetrotters.
I will say Spider-Man No Way Home. It was just, it was everything. There was nostalgia, there was, new shit, it's funny because each of the Spider-Man movies, they had him teaming up or being mentored. Huh?
There were stakes and there was actual cost to his actions.
I know. And if you look at all the 3 movies in the MCU, each of them he's teamed up or being mentored by a new person. Like Homecoming was Tony.
Mysterio?
No, not Mysterio. Far From Home was Nick Fury. I'm sorry.
Nick Fury.
I'm sorry. Talos.
Hey, spoiler for a movie that's been out for about 3 years.
But Nick Fury, and then the third one is Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see him getting different mentors instead of sitting with Tony Tony's dead. But,
well, yeah.
But if this was going to be the Spider-Man and Tony franchise, I would have been turned off.
Well, I guess they were really trying to gear him up to take over the Avengers when Tony finally, died and Steve backed out and everything. But
we already have a Captain America and we have a Captain Marvel, but you don't want to see that because you hate women. Strong women at that.
Yeah. Hey, can we make Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel again, please? I know she was Miss Marvel.
I'm sure they're going to lead up to that, but they're not going to
Like I said, I might change my tune after the Marvels. I might.
Okay. So Spider-Man: Far From Home. No Way Home. No Way Home. Was my first one on the list.
Yeah, and that's my number 4 too. Like you said, it's amazing. The nostalgia, the action.
Amazing. Is it spectacular?
No, it's the ultimate. Yes.
Is it ultimate?
Also, hold on. Another good series out there. If you can, it's on Disney Plus, right? Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Ultimate Spider-Man. It's an amazing. It's got Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Nova, and White Tiger. Yeah. Amazing series, and it goes through a lot of the character stuff. If you're missing your Luke Cage and Iron Fist, it's a great supplement. Because they're not the same, but it's like younger versions of them.
Yeah.
Nah, nothing can replace the originals.
Yeah.
No, you could replace the Iron Fist guy because the more and more I hear that he didn't want to train any martial arts, it really kind of pisses me right the hell off.
Yeah,
I know. That's another thing. So I guess. Well, that was my number 4, so back to you. You get to go back to back.
Okay, so my number 4 is damn, I really didn't think of it. I'm gonna go with Captain America's Winter Soldier. Because, and I'm gonna say why.
From being on the worst to being on the best, this is impressive.
The movie, as a whole, changed the whole dynamic of the MCU. Because this is when, because if you remember in the story, this is where we find out S.H.I.E.L.D. is not actually S.H.I.E.L.D. It's being run by Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, it just...
it's being subserved by Hydra.
Subserved by Hydra. Yeah. So after that, it's like, oh shit. Like, the peacekeeping organization we thought is actually being run by fucking Nazis. So... That kind of like changed the dynamic, and like just the stakes were very high.
Especially when the three Triskelions and them literally, and we got to see a lot of Easter eggs because they were picking up who would be potential threats and everything.
I mean, the only Easter egg that I saw was Tony Stark. Everybody else looked like some like random.
Well, Doctor Strange was on there. Stephen Strange.
I didn't see Stephen Strange.
Stephen Strange was on that.
I have to rewatch it. It's not like the Easter egg in X-Men 2 when Mystique was pulling up all the files and you saw like literally everybody.
Yeah.
Remy LeBeau, Sam Guthrie, to fucking Bobby Drake, and everybody was listed on there.
Yeah.
But this one, no, I mean. But no, it was no. Doctor Strange was listed because when they found out that the dude was a Hydra snitch, the Shield guy, and they threw him on the roof. He was running on the list, and he was saying Bruce Banner, and he said Stephen Strange, and that was everybody's like, oh my God, Stephen Strange, and then
I missed it. I saw his name in the freaking text.
No. He actually hinted at it when oh my God, what is his name? The dude with the glasses.
Yeah, the one who freaking Nick Fury outsmarts because he has the fake eye as the other the protocol.
No, not him. No, he was on the boat. He was like, I get seasick, and they threw him off. They kicked him off the roof, and then Sam dragged him up. Yeah, and that's when he started spilling his guts. He was talking about the guy from Cairo, which the people were saying that was a Moon Knight Easter egg. And then they said he's like Bruce Banner, Stephen Strange, and so they were already teasing Doctor Strange coming. Early in that, but also, the theme was like super like dark. They called it a political drama, political thriller because it was like, oh shit, like
I would say spy thriller. In a way.
Spy thriller, but it was also political.
Oh yeah,
because it was a lot of government type of things and like leaking information. That's almost like WikiLeaks and all that bullshit.
Yep. Well, even beyond that, just being so embedded that you can't really distinguish good and bad.
Yeah.
Which that was the problem, and that's why even in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when I got to see the fallout of all that with, Hydra takes over, and Season 2 was all about that.
Yeah, and then, because, that was also another good thing, because that was when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, around Winter Soldier time, and then the way they tied it all in, that was also super cool.
Yeah.
But also, the cool thing, like, the action sequences, the fight sequences, they were like, spectacular. And this is why I didn't like the first Captain America movie, is because the fight scenes were mediocre.
Yes.
And in Winter Soldier, Cap was on his shit. In the comics, he's actually one of the greatest martial artists in the comics. Like, he can go toe to toe with like Black Panther, Daredevil, Iron Fist. Some of the people who are like known. Well,
even Shang-Chi has issues with him.
Yeah, Shang-Chi even too. Yeah, he can go toe to toe. And so, like, the fight scenes, just even the opening scene with between him and Batroc, aka GSP, George St. Pierre, shout outs to him. That was actually a really great fight scene.
Yeah.
And then the whole him and Bucky, that was like the sequences. I was watching a lot of behind the scenes, and they put a lot of good work into it. The introduction of my boy Sam Wilson.
On your left.
Yes, on your left.
I did not see that coming as a callback, man. That is.
Yes.
Some of the best setup I think I've ever seen.
We'll get to that later.
Okay.
But introducing him, the true partner of Captain America, aka the true successor of Captain America. You gave us him, and a lot of other things, some Easter eggs. Black Widow's involvement, introducing Sharon Carter, also him visiting Peggy.
That hurt, man.
That was a sad.
Now we have some issues with that though.
Why?
Because he travels back in time and lives with her.
Well, we'll get to that. Like I said, we'll get to that later.
Fine.
God, patience. But
it's a virtue which I lack sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially when I've had a lot of good whiskey.
Okay, well, hush. And so Winter Soldier,
that's a bad movie.
That was, but the one downside I will say, obviously being a comic book fan, and I watched that movie on opening night, and when they revealed that he was Bucky, and I already knew that, And everybody was like so shocked that, oh my god, it's Bucky!
I feel like there's no fucking way, man, because that
no, people in the theater were legit.
I can think of like 5 games and series where that reveal's already happened.
Yeah, well, you're also remembering there's a lot of people who
normies
who've never played or watched or done anything regarding Marvel shit. And they were legit like shocked, like, oh my gosh, like big reveal, like, oh my god, it's fucking Bucky.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean,
the hell is Bucky?
Yeah, and thus the love triangle began. But
no, there is no love triangle because, Peggy was already out the picture.
Oh, that would have made
she was on her way out.
That would have made a love octagon, love rhombus there.
That's like a 2.5, is there a term for a triangle that's only like 2 sides and then one is like not even complete?
That's called getting cut. I don't know.
You're ridiculous.
Yes, I am. But now,
Winter Soldier. Yes.
Yes, I like it too. It's one of my favorite ones as well.
Yes. Okay, moving on. You're number
3.
3, I guess?
No, it's number 3. This one's... I had to rewatch these recently because I was going to make this list on my own a while ago, but... Well, I was going to go through them all, but this is actually a lot nicer to have someone bounce it off of too and see other perspectives. But number 3 for me, Shang-Chi in the Legend of the Ten Rings. I
respect that.
Dude, as a martial artist, they do, and this is because they actually got a legit martial arts instructor there for the choreographer. He was Jackie Chan's longest running fight choreographer before he passed away. Mm-hmm. The fact that it is possibly one of the best villains in all of the MCU, because I love the villains that you can see yourself becoming if things were different. Because his dad was going to be a good person. He changed. He had a family. He was out of it. And his actions aren't evil at its core because he's trying to get his wife back. Yes, you can say the methods of it.
Imagine being so toxic and then you meet a girl who literally whoops your ass and then makes you want to be a better man.
Not just once. Not just once. He kept coming back and got his ass kicked over and over again, too.
I mean, but that was that one time. Maybe he just came back and was like, he brought some flowers, or maybe he brought like some nice Chinese cuisine.
Yes. Hey, I just conquered this place called Mongolia. Here, you want some of this?
Yeah.
But no, it's really good. The fight scenes were really great. The just everything about that. The CGI could have been a little better, I'll be honest. I also like that they call back to the Mandarin.
The CGI was like probably
some things.
Compared to like other stuff.
Oh, compared to other things.
It was like way, way better.
No, once you got to the village, it was great.
Yeah.
And once you got to the village. But like sometimes like when they were doing like the bamboo thing on the side, there was some CGI stuff you could tell. I'm like, you could have done that better if it was live action.
Okay.
But no, it was really good. I like that his best friend, Ray was his name? Ray? I feel bad.
Who's best friend?
Shang-Chi's friend.
Are you talking about Awkwafina?
Yeah, Awkwafina, yeah. I can't remember Kayla's name. I remember it was Awkwafina. But no, she was great. His sister was amazing, and I'm glad she took over the...
great is a strong word.
Okay.
I think Awkwafina was... She provided enough comedic...
The sister was great. Awkwafina was good.
But, Awkwafina was, yeah...
I like her. Hold on.
I like her, but sometimes she does too much.
I can definitely see that. But for me, she was the levity you need in those situations. Like I said, you can have serious situations as long as afterwards you can have a little bit.
Well, they brought back Ben Kingsley.
That's what I was going to get. Sir Ben Kingsley. And I'm so glad, because when that happened in Iron Man 3, I was pissed, because I was looking forward to the Mandarin, so I'm glad they fixed that.
Yeah.
But no, it was great. The action.
Well, did you watch the one shot where they
Nope.
All Hail the King?
Nope.
Go on Disney Plus and watch that. So, on that one, basically Trevor Slater gets arrested, sent in jail, and then he gets basically broken out by one of the Mandarin's.
One of the Ten Rings.
One of the Ten Rings guys. He's like, somebody wants to meet you. He's like, who's they? And he's like, you know who they are. And then it just cuts like that. So
that'd be cool if
that was like I knew something happened to him, but I didn't know what happened. I didn't know if he was going to be locked in prison or if they killed him.
Yeah.
But
now, the movie just... I mean, I already did a review on that thing, so I just fanboyed over the hell of it. It's easily my favorite film in a long time. Yeah. They've been cocky to train, okay? I respect that.
Okay.
And also I like the fact that... Hold on. Now, hear me out. Awkwafina had to train to get good at something. And she wasn't the best, but she was good enough to save the day. Now, people who wrote Mulan, that's how you do that shit.
And I guess you're gonna completely skip over the post-credit scene because a certain Avenger.
I have a question about that.
A certain Avenger that you don't like. Actually, you hate.
I mean,
still hates women.
But no, actually, I'm curious about that.
What?
I thought Bruce Banner's arm was fixed.
No.
Okay.
It still was in a sling.
Yeah.
Well, according to the Russo brothers, they said the damage that was done to his arm was permanent. Because, I mean, let's face it, you literally got your arm basically blasted by 6 cosmic
gems of
artifacts of immense power. Like, I don't know too many, like, healing, restoration techniques that could bring that shit back. But, I mean, something is amiss in the She-Hulk thing because Bruce clearly has full arms.
Yeah.
So something either happened or this is a prequel. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. I'm always trying to figure out because of the sliding time scale because they can always set stuff before and after whenever they feel like.
Hey, all they need to do is to say it's the multiverse and then it's done.
That's good. All the Disney Plus shows could be taking place in the multiverse. We don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
But no, Shang-Chi's really good. Loved it. The post-credit scenes, like I said, it was interesting. I liked Wong. Wong's basically the new Nick Fury recruiting the Avengers, as it would be.
It's the Wong Cinematic Universe.
Yes, and I'm cool with that because he's the Sorcerer Supreme, and he earned that for me in freaking Multiverse of Madness. He was on point. Okay, Strange would have done the same thing. He would have done the same thing.
I mean, yeah, but I just think he earned it. He only got it because of a technicality. Your man was gone for 5 years.
He also fought Abomination with his bare hands.
He didn't fight it with his bare hands.
I know.
He fought it with fucking a portal. He's like, hit yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Hold on, I gotta do the portal thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I enjoyed it.
Shang-Chi was fire.
Yes.
Okay, so my next one is, let's circle back to 2012.
Oh wow.
This little film, there was an idea.
Oh my god.
That a group of people called the Avengers,
named after Carol Danvers.
Yes. I mean, we'll keep that.
Yeah, I know.
Keep that. But no, the Avengers, 2012. Mm-hmm. That movie was fire because that solidified that the MCU was real.
Yes, it did.
Like we had Iron Man, introduced like Thor and Captain America, and then when they finally brought them together, I knew that this was real. I knew that they were on something.
And they didn't just bring them together and they were done. They all had their characteristics. They all had their own drive and motivation. And they all they butted heads at first because bring all those
I mean, together. That wasn't necessarily just them. It was Loki involved too. It was a lot of manipulation. But no, that was like what solidified like, oh my god, this actually might turn into something. Because at first, Iron Man, I saw it fucking amazing. Like I said, Iron Man 2 on my last video wasn't my favorite movie. Thor was cool. Also, Captain America wasn't all that. That was kind of a snooze fest. But then But then the post credit scene in Captain America when they when they kind of did the trailer for the Avengers or the teaser, I was like, okay, let's see what's going on. And then I remember, I will never forget, May 4th, 2012. I was there opening night.
Same. The
scene when he was like, Dr. Banner, now might be a good time for you to get angry. He's like, that's my secret cap. I'm always angry. And then when he hulked out, my theater went fucking nuts. I jumped up, I screamed. I think I had tears in my eyes, like, because it was a beautiful scene. It was a setup of just what we got, what the Avengers are. Like, this is real.
I feel so bad. None of them are on my list.
Fucking
but they're high though. Like they're like right underneath us.
Go ahead. I'm still talking.
There you go.
But yeah, just like the setup of everything. Nick Fury getting everybody together. The final battle of New York. I mean, the classic Loki getting smashed.
Dude, that is so on point. I love it. Because any other movie would have been a drawn-out fight and Loki would use some trickery.
Like, our theater, when we saw that on opening night, we were cracking up. I didn't even hear that the Hulk said puny god because we were laughing so hard, even loud.
And then he goes...
and then just, like, everything about it. It's just, like, it was the first time I seen, like, just like a major crossover like that.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And then, obviously the post-credit scene where they were introducing Thanos, and I was like, oh shit, this is where we're going, huh? Like, this is what we're doing, huh? I had
so many people ask who the hell that was.
It was kind of weird because the lighting made it almost look like he was
Red Skull. That's what I thought he was Red Skull. It was just my camera.
And I was like, wait, where the hell did Red Skull go after he got blasted?
Yeah, but the chin though, that was the thing that.
Yeah. So, that, and then I was like, okay, this is where we're going, and
Yeah, no, they.
So that was like the MCU introduction.
That was also like the first Marvel film to break $1 billion in the box office.
Yep.
Yep.
And
ever since then, it's been
on
high. But I think the next big ones that broke $1 billion were like Black Panther, the Spider-Man ones. And
Age of Ultron.
Ultron did, yeah. But besides the Avengers one, I'm talking like the standalone Marvel ones. Like I don't think any of the Ant-Man ones broke it or the Guardians broke it.
Civil War.
Civil War did, but that's an Avenger one. But that's because he had so many people in it.
Whatever.
Okay, and because he also wanted Black Panther.
Yes, but Avengers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
2012 was a beautiful year.
No, and I can't agree with you enough because, like I said, none of the Avenger ones are on, but they're all so freaking good, man. And I didn't tear up at that. I teared up in Endgame, but just because. But you're right, though. It's just seeing it for real. You imagine this so long, and then you finally get it realized.
And you need to also think about because, like, the Avengers have been around like since like the 60s, the comics.
Oh yeah.
And somebody who's been reading the comics since that long, and is probably like old and probably almost on their deathbed. They probably went to go see the movie, and they're like, oh my god, it's like what I was reading when I was a kid. Like this is like finally coming together. It's like it's like live action. Like it's beautiful.
It's something and you're right though. It's one medium that I really do give live action. I still say animation and all that stuff. You can only do some things in that, but when you can bring something from that medium to live action, do such a great job with it. Much like the Street Fighter series we were talking about earlier, it's clear that they cared about the characters, they cared about the setup, and can I just say, the best way to reintroduce the Hulk. Yeah. Because compared to that movie, this Hulk is completely different, and it was almost like a horror movie when he's chasing Natasha down the hallway, just barreling through, and Thor just gets worked by him.
Yeah. But that was just the introduction.
I know it's the introduction
of Thor and their rivalry. But I mean, but then you saw later when they were standing next to each other, and he goes, "Pow!" just punches them, and he's like,
also Rip Coulson. I actually felt sad when he died. Yeah, I mean he's alive, but
is he though?
And
is he?
I mean,
Tahiti.
Tahiti, yeah. It's a beautiful place, though. Like I said,
Tahiti. Do you know what
Oh, I know what it is.
The acronym for Tahiti is?
Actually, no, they haven't said that yet. What is it?
The alien hidden inside the incubator.
Oh my god.
Because that's what they said. They were saying they used the Kree.
They did, yeah.
To basically fix Coulson or clone him or whatever.
Which I guess that might explain why Captain Marvel doesn't age, because she's been getting a lot of the Kree stuff in her blood. Well, yeah,
the Kree blood, they have a de-aging element. That's what causes, so that's why, because, like, what was that, the 90s? And she comes back in, like, 2020... No, that was 2018 when she came back. And she still looks like she's, like, 20-something, and then whatever.
Yeah. Like, even if she just gets her haircut, she still looks exactly the same. Yeah, so that works.
Yeah, so, all right, so yeah, Avengers, that's my next film. Pass it on back to Mr. Kevin.
This is like choosing between my two favorite kids.
You don't have any kids.
That I know of. No, I kid. But,
okay, next episode, Kevin reveals a secret.
I am not the father. Hopefully. No, if I was a father, I'd be responsible and all that stuff. Which ties into my number one pick, because I always go back and forth on this one.
Wait, we're still on number two.
I know on number two, and you're going to know why in a sec. Because anyone who knows me knows these are my two favorite Marvel films, and I always go back and forth on which one's my favorite. My second pick, Guardians of the Galaxy number one. There, I said it.
Okay, good choice.
I love the Misfits coming together and being something bigger. The planning scene alone, where they're literally like, when Rocket looks at Peter and goes, "Peter, we can't win this. You're asking us to die." And then all of them just sign up and go, "Yeah, we're going to die, but we're going to die together." And Drax's line goes, "It's nice that I can fight beside a friend, and in the end, I'll see my daughter and my wife again, or wife and daughter again." I'm like, dude, when did Batista learn to act?
And Gamora was like, you're a man of honor. That was the first time she actually like respected him.
And then of course, I am Groot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when Groot dies, I knew he wasn't going to die, but still, a lot of people were crying in the theater because they thought he was dead.
I mean, it was a powerful scene because he literally said all of 4 words the entire movie.
5. And R.
Oh, R, yeah.
Because he properly conjugates his verbs.
Yeah. He's like, why? You're going to die. Don't do this. Why are you doing this?
And he takes the leaf and wipes his tear away.
Yeah, I wish we had like Groot subtitles.
No, that would ruin it.
Well, I want to know what he said. I want to. He say "I love you" or
yes, we are family. That's what I believe he said.
Or was it Dad or something? Oh no, that's what he said when he was
making the bubble around him.
No. He said Dad when he was getting
Oh God, yeah, no, that's another one.
Yeah, because he's a teen.
That hurts.
But all right, back to the first one.
Back to Guardians. Also, I'm a little sad what they did with the Nova Corps because I love Nova, and I know they had to depower them a little bit.
We're getting a Nova movie series. Something's coming.
And I'm looking forward to it.
I'm kind of curious as to what happened because if Thanos really ran through their crew like that, where was Richard Rider and where was all the other
Probably
ones?
they were off on because he only went through Xanadu. He didn't go through all the Nova.
He said Xanadu, Xandar.
Xandar. Hold on, there was a dance number in that movie, so you can believe Peter Quill would have done Xanadu.
No,
Rocket, have you fixed that thing yet?
No, it's Zanzibar as.
But no, it's God. There were so many great humorous moments in that, including the best way to flip someone off in history.
Yeah,
and there were some actual dark moments in that too.
Not dark, but just super emotional and just it tugs on your emotional strings.
And I give credit to Michael Rooker as Yondu, because dear God, the depth of that character is solely really underrepresented in a lot of people when they talk about that.
But
it's supposed to come from the second one, I know.
Yeah, it was the second one.
But you can see the glimmer of it in there, though.
It was coming.
Yes. Also, that Arrow scene alone, when he just wipes out the Kree ships and everybody just. Because in the comics, I know he uses a bow and arrow. I don't know if they ever updated it.
Yeah, no, I mean, because who uses a bow and arrow except for Hawkeye.
Well,
he doesn't even really use a bow and arrow. He uses like a compound bow.
Yeah, it kind of cheats a little, but
yeah, like if you're not like carving your shit with a wooden stick, like that's not.
Well, in that case, there's no one that does that.
Yeah.
Except I think there's the Green Archer or something like that, like a spinoff.
Green Arrow.
Not Green Arrow. It was like it was like a spinoff character called the Green Archer, and his bow was like magic. So that's the only way it would work.
Okay.
It was like one of those back in the days where they made Wonder Man, the Superman knockoff.
Yes.
And they lost the lawsuit.
Wonder Man.
Yeah, the lawsuit they lost.
He's coming too. By the way.
Where's my Adam Warlock? But
he's coming. They're coming. Patience.
What the hell is this, Game of Thrones? Oh, winter's coming. We assure you.
No.
No, because it'll actually be good.
No, and we actually have better writers.
Damn right you do. But no, and like I said, Guardians is just so great. I actually was wrong. I didn't think that was the Power Stone. I thought that might have been like the Reality Stone or something originally, the purple one.
Yeah,
that was part of the game.
He literally said it had the power to wipe out planets.
But I thought the Power Stone just made you stronger. I didn't know
it makes you strong, and it also gives you the ability to literally destroy anything in its path.
Fair enough.
The Power Stone.
Yeah. But no, and also when the Nova Corps did form that barrier, I'm like, okay, these guys are legit. They're going to do everything they can to protect their people, and then the Ravagers come down it does have time to time.
Yeah.
And the Ravagers come down and they defend, and just the best slow walk ever, because you can see Gamora yawning, Drax not paying attention, and Rocket scratching. It's like, these are our heroes, ladies and gentlemen. These are the Guardians of the Galaxy.
I mean, but they really didn't call themselves heroes. They were we're here.
We can't let this.
I mean, it wasn't until after they won that I guess the Nova Corps officiated them as actual heroes and people that these are folks that we can.
Yeah, we have their backs.
Yeah.
Which is what's once again brought up in another one, but.
Yeah.
So on to yours though, because if I go on this, I'll just literally say
all right.
Scene. Oh, he's getting ready.
You too. Listen up.
That's not number one?
It's not number one.
Holy shit, I just lost a bet.
Yes, pay up. So my next one, number 2, is Black Panther, and you'll find out why it's not my number 1. But Black Panther is up there. I am a man of color. I am a black man. I am a comic book character. Fuck you. I am talking.
Fair enough.
I am a black man. I am a nerd. I am a blurred. That is what we call ourselves. When you talk about blurs, there is a hero that stands out for us. His name is T'Challa. He is the king of Wakanda. He is the Black Panther. No, you're not talking.
All right.
When that movie came out, I was blown away. I felt just as a comic book fan, as a black man, it just empowered me so much. It just made me feel so good and so awesome to see a nation get behind such like a story with such richness of like African culture and black people, and to see a movie that's not black people in like your typical bullshit of like, oh, we're gangsters, oh, we're thugs, oh, we're prisoners, oh, we're slaves. No, we were kings, we were queens, we're warriors, we're scientists. We take back what's ours. We don't let people touch us when we don't want them, and we will fuck you up.
That is true.
And that's literally all I can say. I don't have anything more to say about Black Panther, but it was a movement. It was an iconic movement. And from a black standpoint, this was the most successful black film in all time. I was looking this up of movies that were like predominantly black or owned or produced by black people or starred mostly black people. This is the top black movie that has ever come out by a movie that was produced, directed, written, starred predominantly all black folks. And the fact that someone like Kevin Feige got behind that and he even said in an interview, this is the best movie that we have made in Marvel thus far. At the time, 2018. Now, I mean, we can argue about other movies and shit that has come out. He's probably said that about Endgame. He's probably said that about fucking...
He's probably said about every single one.
No, but that one,
that one
behind that, it was everything. And the fact that they dropped it in February during Black History Month, mwah!
Yeah.
Kiss it, kiss.
No, and I just have a question. What about Virgil Hawkins?
Who?
Static Shock, don't you do that to me.
Get the fuck out of here.
He's my favorite. But no, you're
right.
Does
he have a movie? Has his movie grossed over $2 billion? No.
Has Black Panther grossed over $2 billion?
It was close to. It was like 1 point. It was like 0.89.
Yeah, it was like 1.5 last time I checked.
No, it was like 8.9 or something like that. Go on Box Office Mojo.
Oh, did they include like DVD sales and whatnot with that too?
No, but because like they, worldwide sales and all that shit. I mean, even though like some countries probably were hitting or whatever.
You mean like most of the domestic stuff in Asia? Because I know this movie was really big, and actually, Africa obviously, and North America, South America, and Europe actually got really behind this too. Yeah, it was mostly.
Well, I would hope so because there were some scenes that were filmed in South America.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like the jungle scene that was in Africa. That was I think that was like somewhere down in like Costa Rica or Puerto Rico or somewhere. Huh? I have to double check it. Could be wrong, but
yeah, this is your movie.
But most of it was filmed in Atlanta at Tyler Perry's studios. So
why you say that? Because now I have something good to say about Tyler Perry movies.
Because Atlanta is like the new Hollywood, and like a lot of people are going there.
That's true.
To get their movies filmed. So
yeah, it used to be New York and Chicago, but then they got too expensive.
New York is ass.
Yeah, yes.
And
well, there goes all my Yankee fans.
Yeah, well, sorry.
But no, you're right.
No, I got beef with folks who come from New York and move to Florida and act like they were the man, and you really weren't. You were just a herb. But that's another story for another time.
I gotta hear that one later. But no, okay. and not only do you think of Black Panther, it's not on my list, obviously, but it is. And like I said, but like you said before, when I learned, because my biggest thing was I love the character in Civil War, and when I saw him in the new one, I felt the energy wasn't the same. Come to find out years later, here's why the dude was going through fucking cancer and had to deal with this. So
I don't think that was just it. I think it was like there was other elements because when you're featured in a film, you want to bring out everything.
Yeah.
But this movie was his own solo movie. it's his on. It's not. I mean, it was him. It's about him. But you're also bringing in all these other people. You're bringing in Okoye. You're bringing in Nakia. You're bringing in Shuri, his sister. You're bringing in his mother. You're bringing in Killmonger. And there's all these people that are being introduced, and it's kind of hard to compete with that. But
and
I mean, I'm not saying that cancer wasn't
a
big part of it, but he also was. He was doing this to bring in more people to the fold.
Yeah.
And putting on for your peoples.
Yeah. And I will say this: a lot of people don't remember this, because I love the villain of my number one, and obviously Shang-Chi's dad and all that, and even Gore. Killmonger, to me, up until that point, besides Loki, was the best villain in all of Marvel. Because, remember I said before, my biggest thing I love about villains is that you could understand their point of view and you can see why they're doing this.
That's why Marvel is so great, because their villains are somewhat relatable, except for Red Skull.
No, there's a few more besides him, but yeah, you're right. The mainstream ones, you can see why they fell.
I mean, even fucking Galactus, the motherfucker's just trying to eat.
He's just trying to survive.
He's trying to eat. I'm hungry.
Listen, I'm famished, okay? Do you want me to be bulimic? Do you want me to eat the planet? Yeah, that's a little messed up. But no, Killmonger was honestly one of my favorite parts, and I loved Killmonger. I love M'Baku. I love Can you say her name again?
Nakia?
No, not Nakia. The general.
Okoye.
Okoye. I'm sorry. I suck at names in general. But by the way, she kicked a lot of ass in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
No, that wasn't her.
That wasn't her?
Wow.
You can hit me.
Add fucking racist to this man's resume.
It's been a while since I saw it. I know they showed up.
He hates women, and he doesn't also distinguish the difference between black people.
I know they showed up.
Her name is Ayo. Ayo was the other one. She's kind of like the second in command to Okoye. She was also in Civil War.
She's the one who led the assault against Killmonger while she was holding the line against her husband, right?
Who? Oh, no, Okoye.
Okay, Okoye was the one
Okoye was married to Wakabi.
No. Okoye was fighting him, but I thought she led the other warriors to...
No, Ayo did.
Ayo did, yes, but Okoye was fighting on the front line.
No, and also Ayo was in Civil War. Remember, she stepped to Widow and was like, "Move or you will be moved." And I was like,
"Oh, I thought that was a."
I was like, "Please bring the smoke. Please bring that."
Oh no, that's gonna be. I thought there was gonna be a legit fight there for a minute.
I was like, "Please bring the smoke," because Widow has fought against the Dora, and she got her ass.
Well, because they're literal. Well, one thing, they have vibranium, which is a little unfair. But at the same time, that's all they do. That's all they do is train to fight. She's trained in espionage. She could maybe stealth something, but she's not exactly the brawler.
I mean, no, she's
capable, but she's
not a brawler, but she's not on their level. Of brawler.
Like if you were to put their stats, she would be like an A brawler and an S tier espionage. They're S tier brawlers.
Okay.
Just to gauge it a bit. But no, I agree with you. Black Panther, my opinion of that has definitely grown a lot more as time has gone on. And the one thing I loved about it was the cinematography and all the culture and everything. And just I legitimately felt really emotional when it came to Killmonger when he saw his vision of his dad again. Because that was tough, man. Because think about it, you're a kid and you saw your dad get killed by your brother. Ignore everything else. If you just saw that, you would go on a warpath.
Well, he didn't really though. Even because in the vision he didn't see it. He just.
But I thought he saw it in person though.
No, he didn't see it in person. No, because he saw the ship fly off and he went up there.
Oh,
and saw his dad.
Right. That's right.
Because he was like, my dad had panther claws in him. Mm-hmm. No, he didn't see his dad. But yeah, the vision part. Yeah, when he was talking to him, he was like, what he said maybe your people were just lost, and maybe Wakanda wasn't lost. It was just your people.
Yeah.
He felt like they turned their back on them and whatever.
And it's such a good thing. And like I said, M'Baku really has. And if I keep pronouncing that wrong, you can sue me. But I really look forward to seeing more of him because I really like I told you, he's one of my favorite archetypes. The big muscle-bound guy, rival to the main character, and they get this begrudging respect. They fight each other, but at the end they have not vertical honor but horizontal honor, where they both respect each other. And even though yes, T'Challa is king, he still respects him as a close friend. I had to Google what that word he said was in Infinity War, and
Yimbambe, that means hold the sails. That means hold the line, get ready. We're about to go.
Oh no, the one he said when he shakes his hand, basically,
it literally had the translation. It said, "Of course, brother."
Yeah, but
did you watch it on Blu-ray with no subtitles?
No, I watched it in the theater, so it didn't have subtitles.
Well, you must have went to a whack theater.
Yeah, I went to AMC.
He said thank you for joining. He thanks you for joining me. He said, of course, brother.
Yeah, well, that's why
he said.
Yeah, but they didn't show the word underneath. I didn't see the subtitles. I'm sorry. Blame AMC.
You went to some trash ass theater.
Yeah, the AMC down the road down there. But that's where I see most of my movies, with this cut in screen 18. Yeah, y'all need to fix that still. But no, it's really good though. I used to joke originally that they only brought them in so they could have an army for Infinity War.
I mean,
which is kind of true, but no, and I love the way they use like the cloaks as shields and everything. How they mix the technology and the culture together.
Well, yeah, they mix technology and old school shit. That's what like M'Baku and the Jabari tribe, or the ape tribe.
Yeah.
That's what they represented. They kind of represented the old school mentality, because that's why he was like so critical of T'Challa and the Panther tribe, because they were relying too much on technology and not on like the old school stuff like
raw power, dominancy, and all that.
Yeah.
But I seriously thought he was going to show up there for a minute.
Yeah, for what? For Infinity War?
No, for Black Panther. He said, "Yeah, we're still not helping you."
Yeah, I kind of saw he did, because that's always a cliche.
It's a cliche,
like, but we're gonna turn you down, but then change our mind like.
But he so egotistically said that, which is a props to the actor. I actually thought he was serious there for a minute until all hope seemed lost. I'm like, okay, then they're gonna show up. But
yeah.
But nah, Black Panther, it's up there with me. Like I said, there's very few Marvel films I would ever say are bad, and that's actually one of the better ones, especially in terms of cinematography and storytelling.
Yep.
But now for number one for me, you know what it is. It's Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes. I'm a sucker for family when it's done well.
So go watch fucking Fast and Furious.
I said done well, not done shit.
You fucking weirdo.
Yeah. I cried at the end when Rooker died and they gave the funeral, man. I still cry to this day with the soundtrack and everything.
Guardians of the Galaxy 1 is way better than Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
No, it is. As a whole movie, it is. But personally, for me, I get the emotions. Like, if you can do a good family thing, like I told you, Maji Danger from Super Sentai, that one is literally they're all brothers and sisters and having to fight together. And literally, it opens with their parents getting killed because they were the other Rangers that just happened to go. And they have to come together as a family and survive all this. And good family stuff for me will always tug at the heartstrings because I'm that guy. So seeing Quill find his dad, only to realize what a monster he is and realize what his true dad was the entire time. And that line of Yondu, he may have been your father, boy, but he wasn't your daddy. And I'm damn proud of you. And he puts the thing, and he keeps flying up, dying in the process to keep his son alive. That hurt. And Rocket literally finding a friend and going, I can only afford to lose one friend today. And I had to go back and double check to make sure there was no other way out of it. All the stuff that could have helped them was destroyed. So, I will say though, the opening, I can kind of skip a little bit of it, but...
Which one? Are you talking about where they were...
Doing the fight thing?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about when his father was fucking his mom.
Well, that was just a setup for
that
it.
That was the opening.
Yeah, you're right. I always forget that's a thing, because it's the setup other stuff, but I always consider it starting when they fight the squid thing, and it's like, the sun is shining.
Oh yeah, Electric Blue.
Electric Blue, yeah. But I love Drax's idea of, if I go in from the inside, I can cut it. And I just love someone finally mentioned, the skin's just as thick inside as it is outside.
That was Gamora.
I know, what Drax
Gamora was on her shit. She was actually the...
MVP.
No, I will say this, the best part, in my opinion, was the Gamora and Nebula scene where she was like, all you ever do want to do is win, and all I ever wanted was a sister. That's the scene
that hurts.
That's the scene that made me emotional, because now you see, because that made me realize how good of an arc Nebula had, and why she needed to be more shit, and why her story needs to be more prevalent.
You're right. And that's the thing, that's why I love Guardians. There's so much family stuff going on at the same... The weakest would be like Drax and Mantis' relationship, I would say. I mean, it still had some good laughs, don't get me wrong.
It wasn't that weak. I mean, it
wasn't, but I'm like, compared to the rest, though.
They had their down moments, and they had their moments where you found some clarity, and they got to,
And I love how he's and I love how the change in him in this series is that he's so serious that he's very literal. So when he literally says, "You're beautiful too," on the inside, he legitimately means that. He's not like sugarcoating or trying to BS you.
Yeah.
Yes, no, that's... The Guardians for me are my favorite ones, and I've watched them so many times now. And it's because, like I said, it's the misfits coming together to form a family, and it's the family unit coming together and realizing who your true family is. And I know it sounds like I'm doing nothing but Fast and the Furious, but unlike Fast and the Furious, these guys do it right, and these guys actually mean what the hell they say.
It's been a long time. No, shut up. I'm not doing that.
No, it's okay. I did like how they got his brother to try to do some reshoots.
Shut up. I don't care. We're not talking about Fast and Furious.
I know. We're talking about good stuff, which... So I'm actually curious, though. I think I can kind of guess what your number one might be, but what is it?
There was this little film that came out in April 26th of 2019. It's called Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, I knew it.
If you have been a fan of the MCU since the beginning, I'm talking about May 3rd, 2008, then Endgame is like the culmination of everything coming together. Like, this was literally like their 22nd film in the franchise, and it brought back everything, like this ultimate stakes, bringing like the original OGs back together. By the way, I saw this crazy meme. The original 6 Avengers, I'm talking about Cap, Tony, Thor, Hulk, Widow, and Hawkeye, they hadn't fought together since Age of Ultron. Like, that was the last time they fought together.
Yep.
They didn't fight together in
anything else
in Endgame because we lost Widow before the main fight.
Yep.
But that movie right there was a culmination of 11 years, 22 films in one beautiful project. I cried so hard on opening night. Like, I literally dropped my head and just the tears flowed because I've been a fan of this for 11 years straight. I was 22 when the first Iron Man dropped. I was 33 when the last Avengers came.
I had just gotten
and
college.
It was just everything. And I just remember all the feelings, all the cheers, all the screams, all the gasps, like everything. Even the first scene, or the first gasp where
the first gasp where they take Thanos out
No. I'm talking about the first gasp where you kind of saw it coming, but when Clint was with his family and he turns around and literally his daughter went.
That hurts.
And then you find out that literally everybody got wiped out, including baby Nathaniel. Oh, he's not a baby anymore, but little Nathaniel, who wanted freaking
Nathaniel Pietro.
Yeah, who wanted mustard on his hot dog. He was playing baseball, catch
with his brother and sister.
Everybody got wiped out. Laura, Nathaniel, what's his name? What was Cooper and Lila. The whole family got wiped out, and that was when I realized, oh shit, Hawkeye is gonna need some major therapy, and his show is gonna be so super fire because we're gonna tie into all that shit.
Yes.
In his show. And they kind of did. And they did. And that's why the shows, in my opinion, were necessary, because you need to focus on everybody who is not the main Avengers and how did they deal with being blipped and coming back and then just dealing with life after that. But, even the scene, when Carol showed up and saved Tony, and we were like...
Well, and Nebula, too, because I'm assuming she
and Nebula, too.
She was there
when she showed up and
the only survivors of war against Thanos.
Yeah, it's her showing up and just saving the main piece of the Avengers and just bringing them to that. And then just all the shocking shit between even Thanos destroying the stones, so they had no way of bringing them back. Then 5 years later, we did a major...
That was the best thing they could have done,
They did a major time jump. It was
everyone thought they were going to get the stones and snap it back and everything would be good. No, and props to Thanos. That is why I always consider him one of the best villains. Because besides the whole necessary evil he would call himself, he had the smart idea to destroy the stones because he knew that is what they're going to come for. And I cannot fight forever.
I don't think it was... he knew they were in comfort. He just didn't want to. He didn't want the risk of it falling into anybody else's hands and doing something fucked up with it. Like, oh, let's get Thanos out the picture. It couldn't have been the Avengers. It could have been someone else.
Fair.
And then just the 5-year jump, and then bringing Ant-Man into the fray.
After a 5-year jump in his own hell.
Yeah, well, he was only in there for like 5 hours. So, and then we find out like the whole story about the quantum realm. And then just slowly bringing everybody back into the fold. And then we get the original 6 back, and then plus some added...
plus Nebula,
plus Rocket, plus Rhodey, he was already on the team, but having them there, and then and also just Carol being a part of the Avengers in her own sense, even though she was galaxies away, and then just everything leading up to it, and then the scene that just set it off was Sam on the radio saying on your left, and then that portal opened up. My theater was hysterical. We were fucking...
Before that, though, can we just say the balls of freaking Cap? Thor and Iron Man are wrecked. They've thrown everything at Thanos. He's thrown down his army. His arm is fucking broken. His shield is broken. He straps up, and for a moment, I thought he was about to charge, and that's when Sam does that. And that scene...
Yeah, we can also throw in...
Well, no, I'm just saying...
Cap... picking out Mjolnir, which we all saw
coming.
We all saw back in Age of Ultron because he moved it a little bit. You saw Thor's face go like, oh shit. Maybe he is worthy. And then when Thor finally acknowledged like, oh shit, he actually is worthy. And then like...
But beyond that though, another thing that really added to that is the music.
Yeah.
Whoever did the music for that. And then
shout out to Alan Silvestri, the god of composing. He did the original Avengers theme. And he did the Portals theme. And I I think it was like days after I was listening to that on the way to work, and I just started bawling, crying because I would have
lost my shit. They were starting playing Avengers Assemble from the animated series. I know it wouldn't have fit, but I would have lost my shit. But also, beyond that though, so you have the music, you have the setup, and then you see Black Panther and everybody just standing ready to fight.
Well, that's the best part is that Black Panther was the first one, because it was like, it kind of had the spirit of like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Yeah, and the King. Hey, he mustered the Rohirrim.
Yeah, and so they were first, and then Falcon comes flying out like the angel he is, and then you just see all these portals open up, and you're like,
the Ravagers.
What is going on right here? You get the Ravagers, you got
the Asgardians, the Nova Corps, the surviving, because you saw some Nova Corps ships too.
You got also the freaking the sorcerers, the mystics from
and then we see the Guardians come back one more time, and Spider-Man stands
Howard
there.
the Duck.
No, if he showed up, it would have been great.
He was there.
Wait, Howard the Duck was there?
You have to rewatch the scene where Wasp shows up. If you look in the far corner, you can see Howard the Duck walking out with a gun.
No fucking way! You are messing with me.
I am not messing with you.
Let me find my Bible. You are not fucking with me, because I will do this tonight.
I'm not fucking with you. We will show this after this is over.
Okay.
And then everybody showed up.
We're good.
Wasp.
Plus we're good time to charge this.
Scarlet Witch. Valkyrie on her fucking horse, leading her damn winged horse.
Yep.
Winter Soldier, Groot, even Corgan Meeks.
Yes. And then it's like, is that all? And then Ant-Man busts out of the fucking rubble. Giant Man with War Machine and freaking rockets.
I don't think I heard a moment of silence during that whole sequence.
No.
Like everybody was screaming, yelling, crying.
It got dead quiet when literally they're all gearing lined up, and you just hear Avengers.
No, we weren't. We were screaming. I lost my voice. And
I saw it in Disney when
he said assemble, and then everybody jumped up and threw hats and popcorn, and fucking people were making out, and it was like the greatest. Somebody probably got proposed to. It was like the greatest moment in cinematic history.
Oh, God.
It's better than your favorite moments in music cinematic history. It's better than fucking Tony Montana shooting up those motherfuckers at the end, high on coke. It's better than Ace Ventura coming out the rhino's ass. It's better than Simba taking his place as king.
Hold on, I'm about to lose a lot of fans when I say this, because I am a big Lord of the Rings fan. It's better than the Ride of the Rohirrim. There, I said it. It's good.
Lord of the Rings didn't have. Lord of the Rings doesn't have 22 films behind
No, it
them.
doesn't. That's why.
It doesn't have a cinematic history.
No, and that's why.
Marvel.
I don't care how many real horses you used. Still, this you can't compare to.
And then
this was the end of an era.
And then, all you Captain Marvel haters, y'all are not gonna sit here and lie to me and say Carol's entrance.
No, that was the best way to do it.
When she literally destroyed the ship. The moment I fucking
Scarlet Witch fucked him up.
I fucking fell out of my chair when Tony said, Friday, what are they shooting at? And she's like, something's coming in the atmosphere. Everybody was like, ah, it's Carol. Like even I was sitting next to my best friend Justin, and he hates Captain Marvel. Like you and him could have a fucking conversation about that. But I think he was even excited about.
Oh no, I was excited.
He was like, oh shit, like, and shout out to whoever made the meme. It was like Thanos looking at it, he's like, when you had 2 more payments left on your car, and somebody destroys it.
Destroys the flagship. Yeah. My favorite one of that's where they actually get the Vin Diesel from freaking Fast and the Furious coming in on the plane from the 8th one.
Oh my god.
There's so many memes you could make of that. Yeah. Also, I love the I know a lot of people roll their eyes at it, but I like the Women Avengers scene where they all just.
I liked it too.
Because you didn't realize how many there fucking
First of all, I'm not a chauvinist, and I'm not someone who's like, oh, it's forced, blah, blah. Like, no, it's called a force. It's not.
Yeah, it's forced, yes, but it's also great because you don't realize how many there were. And we got to see Pepper actually in front doing stuff.
Yeah.
I love that she had a suit.
I love the
because Tony would do that.
Avengers. I mean, he gave her that for his anniversary.
Except, let's be honest, you just needed Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch there. The rest, I mean, they did work, but those two could have just handled it.
No, you got to watch the how it should have ended.
I did, yeah. And she just blusts through the wall.
Oh, thanks, ladies, but I
got this. Also, the headbutt failed. For the first time, a headbutt failed in the MCU film.
Yeah, well.
With Thanos. And then he realized,
he also had Captain Marvel. I mean, it was Captain Marvel. But, I mean, he took that fucking stone out and socked her ass out of the galaxy.
Yeah. No, haven't you seen Miss Marvel? Apparently she destroyed him.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, that's
Ant-Man's brutality.
That's the POV of a fucking of a super fan.
Also, it was Ant-Man telling the story too, so maybe that's what he saw.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't see Tony, do that.
Most of them were probably not unconscious because after Thanos threw that thing in the quantum thing, it knocked a lot of people off their asses. So, and then of course, Tony made the ultimate sacrifice. The man who didn't want to be a hero.
The man who started it all.
The man who started it all, he also ended it all.
The man who can't get a happy ending no matter what the fuck happens.
Yeah, and so
I know.
R.I.P. to my guy Tony. Yeah. R.I.P. to my girl Natasha.
R.I.P. to everybody who died in that. Can you imagine getting snapped, coming back, and then dying in that battle just to save Earth one last time?
Well, fortunately, nobody did. I mean,
no, there was a lot of people who died in that battle.
A lot of Asgardians, a lot of
Wakandians, sorcerers.
You say Wakandians. Just say Wakandians.
How do you say it?
Wakandans,
okay. Sorry, I don't know what the problem. I'm sorry, it ends in an N, so you're supposed to put like I and N at the end of it.
No, you're not. But yeah. So a lot of people.
Also, shout out to M'Baku being 4th in line for the charge. Like I said,
he's also Wakandan, and he's black, and he's athletic. He could probably outrun any.
No, I said props because that dude
could probably outrun any of those white superheroes.
Except Steve because he's juice.
Well, no, he kept up with him.
True.
Even if you go back to Infinity War,
he kept up with them. Yeah.
T'Challa and Steve, they were the two both running into battle. They're like, let's do this.
Yeah, T'Challa was T'Challa was like on the right wing over there though. Like he was like leaving.
But also you pay attention to some of the Easter eggs. Like you remember in Civil War when he's like, we haven't met yet. I'm Clint. He's like, I don't care. Yeah. And then what did T'Challa say in that battle? Clint, give it to me. Yeah. And so he knows. He cares.
There's so much subtlety in that. Yes.
And then in Ant-Man and Wasp when Hope was giving Scott shit for calling him Cap, and then what did she say? We hear you, Cap.
Yeah.
Because she's a friend. Mm-hmm. And she's a friend.
So much good in that movie.
And one scene that a lot of people do not talk about,
especially the third act,
the one scene that actually I get a little emotional at is the part where Spider-Man saves Tony from getting hit by
and he hugs him. Yes.
Yeah, no, but you look at Tony's face. His face was crumbling because when Peter was going off on his rants, he was like,
"I just came through with this wizard," and
he's looking at him like,
"This wizard guy said I had to help you."
We did this. He's like, we won. Like I did. We got him back, and so he couldn't help but hug him
And then the ending scene where he's crying and he thinks it's his fault.
Yeah.
Because he's a kid. He's a teenager. He thought because he screwed up, and that's a good thing they carried over in the other films. He thought he should have been stronger to help protect Tony. Yeah. He's like, "I'm sorry, man." And like Rhodey being the soldier.
Well, I don't think he was.
I
don't think he was.
He was still.
I don't think he felt like it was his fault.
He kept saying, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry."
I mean, that's what literally anybody would say. I mean, I was. I was at funerals saying I'm sorry too, but like it was more like I'm sorry, like as a sympathetic thing. But I didn't do anything.
Fair.
But it's like it is what it is.
That way.
Even the scene where Pepper was like, you can rest now. Yeah. Like because she was asking him about because he was talking about doing the whole experiment. Yeah. And she was like, I'll just put it to bed and we'll go sleep. And she's like, but will you be able to rest? Mm-hmm. So she understood. She knows. Yeah. And so,
there's and then I've heard rumors that they might bring in like another alternate universe version of Tony Stark or whatnot.
It might. It might.
I really hope they don't. Because it would really offset everything he did. I feel like you should never go back. You should always advance, though. It depends on how they would do it. I guess it's like, okay, think of it this way: if they brought back another Steve Rogers and he became Captain America and Sam became Falcon again.
That's not going to happen.
I know it's not, but it could. Just if that would have happened, though, I would feel no. Sam has earned the idol.
But probably like 50 years down the line when they do reboot the MCU, after all,
I give it like
we're all gone.
I give it after Secret Wars. Man.
After all, like dead and gone. Like they're probably going to reboot it with like whoever. Like I don't know, like freaking Robert Downey Jr.'s kids or something.
That'd be a little weird.
Or whatever.
Nah,
But then and then so we lost it. We lost a good hero. That funeral scene where everybody was there,
including the kid from 3.
And Nick Fury showed up at the end, and I was like, actually, I kind of cheered a little bit.
Are we sure that's Nick Fury though?
Well, yeah. Well,
that's the problem. Now that you've shown that, we don't know.
Well, we didn't know that at the time.
True.
At the time, we thought,
him and Maria were still.
Yeah, him and Maria were, we
still chilling on Earth.
Yeah, Nick Fury were, they were there, and because you have to think about it, Nick Fury was actually the one who started this all. Yeah. Because he was the one who went to Tony and said.
He even said Tony wasn't fit to be an Avenger.
Yeah, but he also approached him at first and said, I want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative. So it only made sense that Nick was the last one that they panned to. And everything. So
my biggest issue with that movie, and is why it's not as high on my list. I will watch the first half, like the first act. I will watch this third act. There's a few things I would skip in the second. That's the only reason. Because most of the stuff we talk about is the third and the first. The time jumping.
I didn't go into it, but obviously going back in time and
was the only way to fix it.
Yeah, but Cap seeing Peggy again. Mm-hmm. Tony seeing his father again. Those were important scenes. But the interaction with even with Bruce Banner and the Ancient One.
Which I got a question on that. She said Dr. Stephen Strange would be the best Sorcerer Supreme of them all. I'm hoping that's not the case because that means something has to happen to Wong. Or Wong would have to step down or something.
Well, yeah. She probably only saw so far into the future.
Yeah.
But because she obviously knew Stephen Strange.
Because she has the time stone, she can see.
Yeah, she can see and stuff, and she's also the Ancient One, and she.
But then that could just be an alternate universe because remember, Steve looked into how many universes in Infinity War. Like I looked into 1 million some possible alternatives. How many do we win?
14 million to be exact.
Thank you. It's like just one. I'm like.
Well, no, there's actually really 5.
Yes, if we've seen the history.
According to how it should have ended.
And to be fair, maybe he didn't see those universes.
Well,
there's only infinite.
Then he's not that good of a.
Well, maybe with like alphabetical order or something.
Alphabetical order, my ass.
Yes, it was.
But yeah, no, and then. We just saw everything, and even Thor seeing his mother again, who was the backbone of him,
and she went to go die. She knew she was going to go die, basically.
She knew. And she's like, she also told him to go eat a salad. Because, that's what mothers are for.
Yep.
What do mothers do? They
basically are your moms.
Yeah. Like,
no
maybe you're eating too much.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, obviously,
And I guess that's the best way to end this, though, was on your pick over mine, because the MCU... And I know there's a lot of people who are getting, like, fatigue about it, and fine.
If you're getting fatigue about it, you're not a Marvel fan.
And that's true.
Don't be on some, I'm tired of Marvel movies. But you say you're a Marvel fan.
But you can't deny the impact that this series has had over everything.
This is the only cinematic universe that has been consistent for over a decade.
Besides,
Star Wars hasn't been consistent like this. Lord of the Rings hasn't been consistent like this. Harry Potter hasn't been consistent like this.
Closest you'll get is like horror films.
I thought you were about to say Friday. I
the
thought you were about to say the Friday movies.
No, God. Damn. No, like Friday the 13th, but that's a slasher film. You don't have to put that much thought into it.
But are they all tied in together? Like, do they have
sometimes?
Do they have a consistent story?
Like I said,
I feel like some of them they might veer off.
Yeah.
Like Jason versus X.
Jason X.
Or Jason X, Jason versus Freddy, and the other Jason.
But for that brief time from the first Jason movie to Jason Takes Manhattan, they were pretty consistent. But they were tied together. But it wasn't on this scale. Like, every movie was Jason. It wasn't like, I'm going to have an Iron Man movie. I'm going to have a Thor movie, a Captain America, a Captain Marvel. Then tie it all together in the way that it does. Yeah.
I mean,
there's never been something like this.
The MCU is the best cinematic universe on the planet. And
easily.
Y'all can fucking... disagree or agree. We don't care. It's fact.
I'm a DC fan, and I like the DC films.
Consistency is key.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I will say this hot take. Y'all can argue about Phase 4 being not as good. I say they can afford to make not so good movies because they give us 11 years of life.
Yeah.
And so if they want to slack off and make movies that aren't so good, so be it. You've earned the right to make trash movies if you want. It's the MCU. What you gonna do? They're still going to be making movies.
And honestly, like I said, besides like Black Widow and Eternals, Shang-Chi was not bad. Like, there might be issues that we've now noticed because we've seen so many of these. That's the problem. You're looking at it from a standpoint of, we've seen these movies, so we know what they feel like. Well, now we got the problem of, we've seen this before, so they got to keep trying to up the ante and everything. And that's the big thing. And that's why the upcoming films, I'm curious what direction they're going to take with it, because they have to do something new or bring in new characters.
They already said the theme of these these phases of the next saga is going to be regret, because of all the stuff that happened from the Infinity Saga. Yeah. Now the Multiverse Saga is basically dealing with all the shit from the last one and going into this one.
Because everybody's got baggage.
Everybody's got baggage. Everybody's got shit they're dealing with. You got Wanda. She's still emotionally traumatized from losing her fake kids and her dildo husband.
You got Sam having issues because he doesn't feel like he's worthy of the title. You got Moon Knight.
But not just him not being worthy of the title, but society doesn't think he's worthy. That's why he said, "I'm a black man in the Stars and Stripes. What part of this I don't get? Even now I see all the stares." And like, he let it all out on that finale. He's saying, "Listen, I'm Captain America and I'm black. Deal with him."
Yeah, exactly.
So, and then, just everything else from the Moon Knights and the Hawkeye, that was a traumatizing series for him as a character because, also, I will say...
I'm just going to keep this thing charged lest we lose this whole video and have to do it again. I would suck. I don't think we could match the same energy, so give me a hot minute here. For those of you at home, I apologize. I didn't know this was going to be that long, but I forget. We love this shit. Yeah. And that's the thing. If you don't agree with us on any of these by any stretch of the imagination, that's fine. Well, yes, fuck you. But that's the thing. Like, I know people whose favorite films are like Captain Marvel. I know people whose favorite films are like Thor 2 and whatnot.
Did you hear about the guy who saw Captain Marvel like 40 times?
No, I didn't.
But there was also another person who saw Avengers Infinity War and Endgame on separate occasions. They saw him like 50 times. They had the tickets to prove it. Hey, I saw Captain Marvel 5 times. But let me tell you why I saw them.
Okay.
Because I saw them with 5 different groups of people and friends.
That makes sense.
And all my friends couldn't coordinate. I saw it once with my brother. I saw it once with some folks down south. I saw it with my regular nerd crew and some other people that I don't associate with the other groups. So, I mean, I liked it. I thought it was a dope movie, but it wasn't like something that I'm like, I personally would go and see multiple times unless my friends wanted to go see it. So that's why that.
And that's the fun about these MCU.
But that's the thing about these movies is that I can go see these movies multiple times and not have a problem with it.
Yeah, especially the really good ones.
Yeah, these movies have replay value.
Like, I'll rewatch Guardians of the Galaxy right now. I rewatch Shang-Chi right now. Well, no, and that's the thing, like, and you're right, because I don't think there's been a single MCU film, even Eternals, if somebody asked me, hey, I haven't seen this, you want to go see it, I wouldn't say no.
No. If somebody wanted to go see an MCU movie, who might say no? Or if they wanted to watch it when I go over to their house, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about this is that the MCU films at their core, yes, you could say that they're, like, even when you talk about the Captain America one, like, they didn't really need that film because everyone knows his story. But
I mean,
still,
it was necessary.
It was necessary.
But I'm just saying, for me personally, having read the story and knowing the story, I know what was going to happen. So there wasn't anything shocking, except for the Avengers trailer at the very end.
But that's the thing, though. Like, people who didn't know, a lot of people got more into comics, and a lot of people have been able to read this stuff and the old stuff. And has sparked a generation. A lot of indie comic creators have been inspired by this because they can't get into Marvel or DC. Mm-hmm. They're doing their own thing and starting these own industries. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it would have happened without the MCU, in all honesty.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest here, the mainstream comics, Marvel and DC, no matter what, they're kind of going down, so they needed this breath of life into them. And if it inspires the next generation of comic book writers and movie makers or whatnot, there's nothing you can say. I look forward to what these projects can bring. I never look at a Marvel film and think it's going to be garbage. I always see what
even it's starring a female.
Miss Marvel I liked, and I'm looking forward to the Marvels. Fuck you. Do I gotta call you up and drive out to Orlando just to shoot a review with you when we go see the Marvels? Do I have to do that shit, really?
I'll just come over here. You know me, I'm a driving motherfucker.
Yeah, true. But, yeah, guys, I mean, thanks for letting us rant about this stuff and enjoy the impromptu endgame review, but tell me in the comments section what are your guys' favorite films, and tell us we're wrong, or call me a sexist for not liking Captain Marvel.
Hashtag release the Neefy cut. Hashtag release the critic cut. Because there's like 6 more hours of me talking about it. I'm joking.
You give it time.
Or somebody's actually going to
You joke. Someone's going to start.
Somebody's going to message me and be like, oh my God, I want to hear more.
We got to get the Kickstarter going. We need like 1,000 signatures to get it going. I'll tell you what, if you guys freaking start a Kickstarter and get us to, what's our price, like $50,000?
Yeah.
If you give us $50,000, we'll just sit here for 6 hours and he'll just call me a sexist, racist asshole for the next 6 hours.
Yes.
But he'll mix it up though. You'll get creative.
Yeah, I'll call you something else.
Oh man, it's nice. We've had a lot of fun. I feel we had a good time. But before we wrap this up, I don't know when you gotta head back or whatnot, but I feel there's something very important we need to talk about.
Well, shouldn't we cut this and then do it on a separate one, or?
Oh no, we will. But I feel I always like to tease my audience.
You want me to get my robe on?
Because I know what. Because what we got next, because I feel what's important, I feel like we should talk about what's coming next to Marvel, because we've done a lot of Marvel stuff, and then we'll do the big one I know we've been looking forward to.
So we're just running down the list of things like...
We discussed about it, yeah.
Okay.
Because either this or the next one, I feel like we need to talk about the upcoming Marvel stuff.
Okay.
Because I know you have a lot to say about something, and I promised you a platform. You've stuck with me through all this, my good friend, the Chief Critic. We're about to talk about She-Hulk and Wakanda Forever. Don't worry. It's all on him this time.
Yeah.